upheld the Constitution, and delivered an election worthy of the trust bestowed upon it. Equally important, however, is the recognition that successful elections cannot be delivered by IEBC alone. And I think previous speakers have emphasized that fact. This is because democracy is a shared responsibility, which is why I'm happy when our brother is actively engaging with us, Honorable J.P. Muturi. We need all of you to be active citizens. We not just innocent bystanders. You need to be active citizens so that we together can inform the quality of the elections we are going to have in 2027. So the Constitution, what I've just said, is because the Constitution assigns each one of us a responsibility, both as a citizen, but also those institutions of governance that we gave to ourselves in the 2010 Constitution. So we therefore call upon all of us, the political parties, represented by the political party steering committee, led by Misati, and of course, all those other political formations, whether in government or in opposition, to play their role as active participants. We also call upon the media, which reports, to play its role by accurately reporting factual truths and not misinformation and disinformation and propaganda. Because propaganda is likely, we can plan everything meticulously, but just one word or two words from an irresponsible media can burn this country. And we know there are many examples. So media play your role responsibly to enhance and to deepen the democracy of this republic. We also call upon security agencies. Honorable Chief Justice, in the last few months, this commission has conducted over 30 elections. 30 elections. Fresh from wherever we came from, we were confronted with the challenge of conducting 30 general elections, 30 by-elections. And we've learned something. And that something is very sad, that the relationship between our politics and violence and money is making our work difficult as IEBC. Because we witness situations where certain politicians, and actually all of them, you cannot say which side, what side. There's this inclination for politicians to bring in these young people, arm them with their sticks and whatever manners of crude weapons, feed them during that season to protect their vote. I don't know from who. And what we saw, nobody complained to us that we are stealing anybody's vote, but they are protecting their vote from one another. And therefore, when these groups clash, we lose some lives, as we witnessed at Kasipul constituency. We took action, and we will continue to take action to curb such incidences of electoral malpractices. So we call upon various stakeholders, the security agencies, to do their bit to secure the elections. We can plan everything. This strategic plan can speak of beautiful things. But if the environment within which we hold elections is intoxicated, it's violent, it's unbearable, we cannot have an election. We cannot have an election. So we need to take that, to bear that in mind. We also call upon Parliament to help us enact the laws, the amendments that we are proposing. We've shared with them some drafts, and we will be meeting with JLAC, I think in the next 2 weeks, to share with them what we think. And I also call upon all the Kenyans to bring those proposals that they think can help us to do even a better job. Distinguished guests, I would not like to take more time beyond that. I would like to sincerely thank each one of you, beginning with the Lady Chief Justice, our Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court, who has given us absolute support. From the day you saw us into office on 11th July 2025, and you inspired us with your speech to go ye forth and make a difference to today, we thank you very much. We have no words to thank you, and I believe my colleagues share in this. Please give a... We also thank Parliament for supporting us in terms of resources, the national government, the diplomatic community. We've had numerous occasions to engage with you. The media, week 3 when we came into office, we engaged you, the media, and you've given us support since. We know it's an honeymoon period now. There'll be a period when we'll see those crazy headlines, but we hope those crazy headlines will be justified. Criticize us where you can, but if it's not necessary, if it's not factual, please leave us alone so that Kenyans can have confidence in the electoral management body so that they can turn up to vote. In fact, turn up to register first. When you see all these headlines, all this negativity, all this toxicity, that is what's driving the young people not to come out and register. We've seen it when we went to the field when we were doing mass voter registration. Some young people were questioning us, why should you give us 10 reasons why we should register? What is in there for us? It's about the politicians. They are fighting it. They see all these negative things every day. So please, let us lower the temperature. Let us give us an opportunity, the IEBC, give us confidence so that these young people can see and believe and register and turn up to vote for you. So I will end it there. And sincerely from my heart, this is the first mega event that we've had since we came to this. Elections are part of our diet. But to bring all of you into one room and for you to share with us this occasion, your thoughts, your ideas, your inspiration, I think it's something second to none. So I thank you. Let us give ourselves a round of applause. And now with all those many remarks, I would like us to be upstanding. And the band, please give us something for as the CJ comes. I don't know which one will be higher. Good for you.
She is the Chief Justice of the Republic.
Thank you. Please, may we have our seats. Thank you very much. The chairman of IEBC, my young brother, Mr. Erastus Ethercon. I also want to acknowledge all the commissioners, including my daughter, the vice chairperson. You make us very, very proud. And we can clearly see the connection between the present and the future through you. Thank you, all the commissioners, for the encouraging words that you have shared with us, that you owe allegiance to nobody but to this country, to the people of Kenya. I also want to acknowledge everybody. I'm told all of you were carefully selected and invited to this auspicious occasion. I want to acknowledge the fellow chairpersons of various constitutional commissions and independent offices led by our chair, our Auditor General, the Honorable Nancy Gadungu. Thank you for representing us. All the development partners, members of the diplomatic corps, led by my brother, His Excellency, the High Commission of the United Kingdom, Mr. Mark Ball, and all the political leaders here, particularly want to recognize JB Muturi, our former speaker, my colleague, the titular hand of the bar, the former titular hand of the bar. We acknowledge the many years that you have served this nation with objectivity and diligence, and all the leaders of the political parties here. Civil society, are you in the house? Faith-based organizations, and I also see the media and our very, very distinguished guests. Good afternoon. Good afternoon again. Amjambo. Salam alaikum. You know, as Kenyans, we like to connect with greetings, and therefore, I am delighted, very, very delighted this afternoon to join the IEBC for the launch of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission's 2024-2029 Strategic Plan, as well as the Election Operations Plan, which is an extract from the strategic plan detailing how the various strategies will be implemented. Just before you took office in July last year, the judiciary launched our own operation plan for the 2027 general elections, because we like to go ahead of everybody and survey how the terrain will be so that we can prepare ourselves. And therefore, today, this launch marks a very significant milestone in our collective journey towards strengthening our democracy, enhancing electoral governance, and deepening citizen participation in building a better Kenya for all of us. I agree with our patriotic songs. Kenya is ours. We all love Kenya. We are going nowhere. We will defend our Kenya, and we will leave Kenya for the future generations a better country than we found it. Allow me at the outset to congratulate the Commission, led by your chairperson, Mr. Erastus Edekon, the members of the Commission, the Acting Commission Secretary CEO, and the staff of IEBC for developing this forward-looking strategic plan. It took the effort of an inclusive and consultative process that brought together a broad range of stakeholders. And I liked the chairperson has accepted. If any of the stakeholder feels that there are issues that were left out in the development of the strategic plan, there is still room to include them so that we move together. Because such an approach reflects the very democratic principles that the Commission is mandated to uphold, and demonstrates a commitment to transparency, accountability, and shared ownership of our electoral future. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, this strategic plan comes at a critical time in our nation's democratic development. It recognizes that our elections are not merely events conducted on polling day. Rather, elections constitute a continuous process that requires strong institutions, adequate resources, effective planning, and most importantly, a sound and enabling legal framework. I congratulate the Commission for this great work. The theme of the strategic plan is inclusion and participation in deepening democracy in Kenya. Experience from democracies around the world demonstrated that credible elections rest on 4 fundamental pillars. 1, strong laws. 2, strong institutions. 3, voter participation. And 4, public trust. Electoral laws must establish the rules of engagement. Institutions must ensure those rules are applied fairly and consistently, while voter participation and public trust will provide legitimacy to electoral outcomes. Where electoral laws are outdated, and I really hope we have parliamentarians in this House, where the laws are ambiguous or fragmented, uncertainty emerges. Disputes increase, confidence decline, and electoral processes become vulnerable to contestation. And that is why I stopped my life to come to this ceremony this morning, to encourage IEBC, if they do their work properly, then they lessen our work in the judiciary, because then there are no gaps to interpret. There is no cleanup to do, because they will do a clean job. It is therefore imperative that, first of all, like you have told us, we have legal reforms that remain a continuous undertaking, evolving alongside technological advancements, emerging electoral challenges, and changing expectations of our citizens. You must always listen to our citizens. Do not fear them. These are Kenyans. Even if they are political parties, they are Kenyans. And we are equalized by that one vote that all of us have. So we are all stakeholders, and nobody is superior to the other, despite the positions that we hold. We are all equalized by that one vote. Therefore, listen to all of us. I am particularly encouraged that the strategic plan identifies strengthening of the electoral legal framework as a key strategic priority. This is both timely and necessary, and Kenyans want to hear and know what are those proposals to the legal amendments that you are seeking from the parliamentarians. That is a key area for you to engage with the media so that we can move together in that endeavor. As a nation, we must continue working towards harmonizing electoral laws and regulations to eliminate inconsistencies and provide greater clarity to all electoral stakeholders. We must address legal gaps identified during previous electoral cycles and ensure that electoral timelines, dispute resolution mechanisms, and election management processes are clearly defined and understood. That election operation plan must also be made public for the public to work every day with it as they prepare for the elections. As you are aware, the Judiciary Committee on Elections, the IEBC, and the Office of the Registrar of the Political Parties have jointly presented 2 composite bills. The Elections Laws Amendment Bill 2026, the Political Parties Bill 2026. We did this to Parliament, and these bills propose legislative interventions aimed at improving the management of elections and streamlining the legal framework for resolution of electoral and political disputes. I take this opportunity to urge the National Assembly and the Senate to fast-track the consideration and enactment of these 2 proposed bills. Legal certainty is the cornerstone of electoral integrity. When citizens, political parties, candidates, and election officials understand the rules and trust those rules that will be applied fairly, there will be confidence in electoral outcomes, which is significant in terms of the credibility and predictability of our elections, and will contribute to peaceful and credible elections. This strategic plan also recognizes the growing role played by technology in electoral management. In fact, when I read it, I said these elections will be won and lost, and they stand on the use of technology. Technology has become an indispensable tool for enhancing efficiency, transparency, and accountability within the electoral process. However, technology alone cannot guarantee credibility. Its effectiveness depends on the existence of robust legal safeguards and institutional oversight, as well as the goodwill by all the parties to embrace the trust the trust that technology is just an enabler. So as we embrace innovation, we must ensure that our legal frameworks adequately address issues of our data protection, our cybersecurity, transparency in electoral technologies, and accountability in electronic electoral processes. The IEBC must therefore provide a clear guidance on the deployment. What technology will you deploy? What management are you going to use? And how are they going to be audited so that the use of that innovation strengthens rather than undermines public confidence in elections? Equally commendable is the operations plan's commitment to inclusion and equal political participation. The strength of any democracy is measured not only by the conduct of elections, but also by the extent to which all citizens are able to participate meaningfully in the electoral process. So we want to urge Kenyans that Kenya is a multi-party democracy. I think that one was paid for with sweat and blood. And therefore, we can never forget the role played by the opposition in our democracy. Women, youth, persons with disabilities, minority communities, and other marginalized groups must not merely be observers of democracy, they must be active participants and beneficiaries of it. I expected a clap for that. Thank you. Legal and policy reforms should continue to remove barriers that hinder participation and create opportunities for all eligible citizens to exercise their political rights fully and freely. A truly credible election is one in which every voice matters and every vote counts equally. Distinguished guests, I also wish to commend the Commission for prioritizing governance, risk management, and compliance within the strategic plan, because strong governance structures are indispensable to institutional credibility. Election institutions must not only be independent, but must also be seen to operate transparently, professionally, and within clearly defined legal parameters. I liked when the Commissioner, Abdi Nuh, said he is Abdi Nuh and nobody else. And he will remain Abdi Nuh even after the 2027 elections, because his allegiance is to this nation and nobody else. Furthermore, credible elections require effective collaboration among all stakeholders. I like what everybody said here. None of us can succeed in delivering free and fair, credible elections, but all of us must work together because no institution can deliver electoral integrity in isolation. The parliament, the judiciary, the security agencies, the political parties, civil society organizations, our development partners, the media, and citizens all have important roles to play. Only through sustained cooperation, mutual respect for constitutional mandates, and a shared commitment to democratic values can we safeguard the credibility of our elections and strengthen public confidence in our democratic institutions. Ultimately, the success of our electoral system depends on public trust. Citizens must have confidence that electoral processes are fair, transparent, inclusive, and governed by the laws that are applied consistently and impartially. Public trust cannot be demanded. It must be earned through integrity, accountability, and continuous improvement. Allow me to use this opportunity to urge IEBC to appreciate that one of the surest ways of building public confidence in an electoral process is through the firm, consistent, and impartial enforcement of the electoral code of conduct. Across the country, yes, I appreciate that, because you cannot say your hands are tied by who? You have the code of conduct to enforce. When somebody breaches the code of conduct, please disqualify. Political rivals. These developments, ladies and gentlemen, pose a serious threat not only to peaceful elections, but also to the constitutional values of democracy, human dignity, political freedom, and the rule of law. It is imperative that we reject the dangerous normalization of political violence. The other day, I asked a question. Why is it that it is only when we have protests that have political connotations that we end up with violence? We have seen protests by teachers, we have seen protests by doctors, we have seen protests from other segments, I think even women, even Law Society, we have protested, but we never saw violence unless there is political connotations. And I asked the question, how come our lives are disrupted by politics? We have less than 2,000 people who earn a living from politics, but they disrupt the lives of 55 million people. The Commission must therefore send a clear and unequivocal message that those who engage in violence, those who sponsor criminal elements, those who incite supporters or otherwise violate the electoral code of conduct will face swift and appropriate sanctions regardless of their political affiliation, status, or influence. It is important to recall that following the contestation of the Commission's power to enforce the Electoral Code of Conduct during the previous electoral cycle, the matter came all the way to the Supreme Court in the case of the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission versus Sabina Chege. That judgment delivered in 2023. I don't know how many remember it, but it firmly affirmed IEBC's constitutional mandate under Article 88 of the Constitution to receive, to determine, and to enforce compliance with the Electoral Code of Conduct. Am I talking to somebody? They have the power under the Constitution to enforce the Electoral Code of Conduct. And the legal position is therefore now settled. The Commission possesses both authority and the responsibility to act. So please don't cry and say your hands are tied. I therefore urge the IEBC to exercise that mandate with courage, because the Constitution gives it to you, firmness, and complete impartiality. The time for warnings without consequences must come to an end. Kenyans expect a level political playing field where all actors are held to the same standards and where misconduct attracts appropriate sanctions. Nobody is going out to seek for a political position to be argued, to be abused, and to be violated. We all want, all the political actors want a fair playing ground. And by decisively enforcing the Code of Conduct, the Commission will not only deter violence and electoral malpractice, but will also strengthen public trust in the integrity of the electoral process and contribute significantly to the realization of peaceful, credible, and democratic elections. Let me speak directly to our political actors and say, Kenya belongs to all of us. The hopes, livelihoods, and future of over 55 million people must never be held ransom by the ambitions of a few seeking political office. Those political offices are important and we respect them, but they should never hold us at ransom. Children must be able to go to school, people must be able to go to work, businesses must continue as usual as they campaign for these positions. The responsibility of seeking leadership demands respect for the people. If I am seeking for a position, I must respect the lives of the people. Respect for their choices, respect for their agency, and respect for the constitutional order that allows our country to function, thrive, and progress, whether we are in an election season or not. Political competition must never become a license to incite disorder, destroy property, disrupt livelihoods, or place the peace and stability of our nation at risk. We cannot allow Kenya to burn to satisfy the interests of a few. The true test of democratic leadership is not only the ability to seek power, but the discipline to pursue it peacefully, lawfully, and with fidelity to the welfare of the people. I strongly believe that this strategic plan that we are launching today will provide a clear roadmap for strengthening trust in the Electoral Commission. They have all confessed here before us that they are only working for the best interest of Kenyans, not anybody. And that is the same message I told them when I saw them in office. When you come into an office like that, it doesn't matter how you came, it doesn't matter who helped you, but now you belong to all Kenyans. Therefore, the plan is a vision of an electoral system that is responsive to the aspirations of Kenyans and aligned with the principles of our Constitution. As IEBC embarks on the implementation of this plan, I call upon all stakeholders to support the Commission in realizing its objectives. Together, we must strive to build an electoral system that delivers elections that are trusted, elections that are inclusive. I was so happy to hear that you will continue with another cycle of registration of voters, because you should never give up on Kenyans. Go where they are and register them until we feel everybody who wants to exercise their right to vote is registered. And this way, we can be inclusive, we can be peaceful, and we can help you to ensure that together we guard the sovereign will of the people. I also wish to sincerely thank our partners, including the UNDP, for your leadership and mobilizing resources through Election Basket Fund. Credible elections must be properly resourced, and those resources must be mobilized and applied in a transparent, accountable, and coordinated manner. As we support IEBC to deliver on its mandate, we must also continue to ensure that all the institutions involved in the electoral processes are adequately resourced to effectively execute their respective mandates. This shared institutional readiness is essential to safeguarding electoral integrity and delivering peaceful, credible, and trusted elections. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to reiterate that the true measure of this strategic plan will not be merely found in the activities undertaken or the resources invested. Its successes will be measured by the confidence it inspires among citizens and the extent to which it strengthens the credibility of our elections in this country. Every Kenyan must approach the polling station calmly, confidently, and ready to make his or her voice count. Indeed, Kenyans, your vote, your voice matter. Fellow Kenyans, let us stand with the IEBC and all electoral institutions in creating a peaceful and enabling environment needed to nurture and safeguard our democracy. With these remarks and with your kind permission, I am pleased to officially launch the Commission's 2024-2025 Strategic Plan and Election Operation Plan. I thank you for giving me this opportunity, and like I've always said, I'm eternally grateful to Kenyans for having given me the confidence and opportunity to serve them as the first woman Chief Justice. I thank you, and may God bless you. May God bless Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause. And now we want to move to the dramatic launch of the two documents. I'll kindly request our Chief Justice will move to the booth just on your right. I'd kindly request the chairperson, IEBC, and the commissioners, please join the Chief Justice. And once you're there, we'll have a countdown so that we can launch the two documents dramatically. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will have our countdown. We are ready. Countdown. 10. Aha. We are ready to go. So we'll do it together, everyone, wherever you are. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, There you go. The launch of the IEBC Strategic Plan 2024 to 2029, and of course, the Election Operation Plan 2025 to 2027. And we do have the documents there. Makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much. Police band. Police band, the Kenya national anthem. I'd kindly request we remain standing as we allow our chief guest and her delegation to leave at their pleasure. We do have a quick announcement for the rest of the delegates. Chief Justice, at your pleasure. Thank you so much. Dear delegates, quick announcement. Number one, lunch will be served immediately after this. Make sure you have your badge Aha. So shortly our chief guest will be coming in. So let us be settled. Please find a seat. For those still standing, please find your seat. We should be starting in a moment. Thank you so much. Our chief guest and her delegation on their way. So distinguished delegates Asante Mheshimiwa Muturi, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In a moment, our chief guest and her delegation will be coming in. But for now, I'd kindly request that we take our seats, ready to kick off. Aha.
These ones are there. So up to here we are okay. Just and if you from here,
That's okay.
they are coming in.
Wow, naomba tusimame tafadhali. Let us be upstanding. Thank you so much for your leadership. The IEBC chairman and commissioners. Excellent. I'd kindly request that we remain standing. We're ready to kick off, and we'll kick off with the Kenya National Anthem and the East African Community Anthem. Please band. Excellent. And in the spirit of the band, did you notice you didn't identify individual band members? You just identified the entire band. So I'd kindly request that you walk to about 5 people and greet them and say, we are Kenyans. We are the protectors of our nation. Greet them, greet them. Excellent. And once you do that, now we can pray together as one team. It is on the screen. Together, 3, 2, 1. Almighty God of all creation, most sovereign, pure and merciful, we are grateful for the privilege to serve our motherland. We acknowledge you to be the source of life and giver of wisdom. We seek your guidance and pray that you order our steps as we strive to deliver on our constitutional mandate. As we commit to serve our beloved country, meet the democratic aspirations of the people of Kenya, Almighty God, we pray that you guide the work of our hands. May foster sustainable democracy in our country. Bless Kenya, bless this commission, and grant us peace, love, and unity now and forevermore. A big round of applause as we give thanks to God. And you may also kindly take your seats. Thank you so much indeed. It's an honor to have all of you present. Many thanks for being here. If you could kindly, excellent. 9 and Election Operation Plan 2025-2027. We want to appreciate our Chief Guest, Lady Justice of the Republic of Kenya, Lady Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and President of the Supreme Court, Martha Koome. We want to appreciate the Speaker of the National Assembly, Speaker of the Senate, Cabinet Secretary, Attorney General, Chairperson, Council of Governors, Governor Nairobi City County, of course the IEBC Chairperson, makofi yake nyingine tafadhali, the Chairpersons of Constitutional Commissions and Independent Offices, members of the IEBC and other constitutional commissions and independent offices, representatives of foreign missions and diplomatic corps, a big round of applause for them, principal secretaries, development partners, IEBC Acting Commission Secretary, makofi yake tafadhali, leaders of political parties, representatives of the judiciary, constitutional commissions and independent offices, ministries, departments and agencies, representatives of civil society organizations, faith-based organizations and media, IEBC staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, karibuni. Mr. Douglas, where is Mr. Douglas? Mr. Douglas is here with his son Hadforce. Today, he could have been here with his son and daughter, but unfortunately the daughter died during the 2007-2008 post-election violence. Douglas, if you're here, we just want to see you wave, and your son. There is Douglas at the back. If the cameras can focus on him, and Hadforce, your son. Where is your son, Hadforce? Thank you so much. You can just stand. Let's just focus on them for a moment. Thank you so much. We want to celebrate. Oh, please come, courtesy of the IEBC Chairperson. Please come forward. A big round of applause for them. It's a sad story, but at the same time, it tells us about the power and force of resilience. Wow, makofi yao tafadhali. And just briefly, because when we're talking about this strategic plan, it's not just a document. When you're talking about election operation plan, it's not a document. It's so that we can safeguard the future of this country. And so that you and I, who are parents, will realize we have a responsibility to protect this country. Just briefly, in 1 minute, just share with us what happened until today. Douglas.
Hi everyone. I will talk in Swahili. The year 2007, nilikuwa na my family, of which hiyo time ndio tulipata hiyo jangwa, wakati yenye machafuko yalikuwa, ndio hao watoto walizaliwa. Hiyo time tukiwa tu harakati ya kukimbizana hapa na pale, hapo Kibra, ndio tukiwa tunaenda hiyo harakati ya mama kujifungua, ndio tulipata hiyo jangwa. Jua watoto walizaliwa wawili. Sasa ile kushtuka, ndio mama alikalia mtoto na akakosa hewa, lakini tulimanage kuokoa mmoja, of which saizi ndio huyu amemaliza shule, anataka kujoin university, of which mpaka wa leo imekuwa ikiniumiza sana. Na baada ya kuniumiza mpaka wa leo, hata sija kuwa sawa mpaka wa leo, kichwa ije kuwa sawa. Ndio baadaye tena nimekuja tena nimepata accident. Kwa hiyo harakati bado hiyo uchungu na hiyo makovu bado yajetoka kwa kichwa mpaka wa leo. Sawa, asanteni.
Asante sana Bwana Douglas. Makofi yao tafadhali. Hard force. That's why we are here. Ndo kwa maana tuko hapa kama wa Kenya. Sheikh Osman alituambia tuko hapa kabila tofauti, ili historia isirudiwe, lakini mambo mazuri fanya nini? Yaendelee, sivyo? Sasa tuko hapa tujenge Kenya yetu kwa pamoja. Bwana Douglas, hard force. You'll also have a responsibility to safeguard our country. Sawa sawa, tuko pamoja. Makofi yao tafadhali. Thank you so much for sharing. Very quickly as we kick off, thank you so much for that sharing. As we get the opening remarks, ladies and gentlemen, consider the lions on that emblem. I don't think it's just for tourism, but it basically means you and I are the protectors of this nation. And we are here to protect it. And that's why we are launching the IEBC Strategic Plan 2024-2029 and the Election Operation Plan 2025-2027. We will never go back to the past. It's going to be a bigger, better Kenya. Turn to the person seated next to you and tell them it's going to be a bigger, better Kenya. Bigger, better Kenya. Because you and I came together and said we'll protect our country. Let's now invite our first speaker. Let's have the screen ready, please.
He is a distinguished electoral administrator and strategic leader with over 16 years of experience in democratic governance and election management. As the acting commission secretary and CEO of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC), he provides strategic leadership and institutional oversight, drawing on extensive experience in electoral operations, voter registration and election administration. Please welcome Moses Ledama Sunkuli.
Our chief guest, the Honorable Lady Justice, the President of the Supreme Court, I believe she's on her way, coming, Speaker of the National Assembly or his representative, Speaker of the Senate or the representative of the Speaker of the Senate, any cabinet secretaries who are here, Chairperson of the Council of Governors, Honorable His Excellency Ahmed Abdullahi, the representative of the Governor of Nairobi, who is our host here today, Chairperson of Constitutional Commissions and Independent Offices, members of the IEBC and the constitutional and other constitutional offices, representatives of foreign missions, principal secretaries who are here today, development partners, ladies and gentlemen, all other representatives who are here today, staff of IEBC, I wish to greet you good morning. Good morning once again, hamjambo. As you have already heard, I am Moses Ledama Sunkuli, the Acting Commission Secretary and CEO of IEBC. I wish to take a very brief moment, because this is not my day, it's the day of my chairman, who will be speaking to you at length, to say that it is my pleasure to welcome you all to this auspicious occasion as we launch the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Strategic Plan 2024-2029 and the Election Operation Plan. Your presence here today underscores our shared commitment to strengthen Kenya's democratic institutions such as the IEBC. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to express my sincere appreciation to the chairperson of IEBC, Erastus Edung Ethekon, and members of the Commission for your exemplary leadership by prioritizing these foundational documents that we are launching here today since you came into office. I also want to thank the Secretariat of the Commission, the staff of the Commission, especially the Technical Working Group, for the splendid job that you have done to bring us this far, and all stakeholders for the decisions that you have provided to making this day a success. Your dedication, valuable contribution made the development and the realization of these two documents possible. May I convey my heartfelt gratitude to the various arms of government, to the partners, and especially so, Elgia and my brother Felix, the ED of Elgia. Thank you very much for making it possible. Many people will not know what you have done behind the scenes to make this a success. Thank you very much, Elgia, and all other institutions that have continued to support us as a Commission to strengthen Kenya's democratic space. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again thank you very much, welcome you to this great day, to this beautiful day, and wish you all well. And God bless Kenya, God bless IEBC, and God bless all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much indeed for the welcoming remarks. Questions? Oh, what's this strategic plan all about? Well, it's time to find out.
He is a distinguished scholar, engineer and geospatial science expert, currently serving as a commissioner of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, where he chairs the Research, Innovation, Information and Communication Technology Committee. Widely respected for his contributions to university education, student placement systems, boundary review processes and technological innovation, he remains a leading voice in academia and national development. Please welcome Professor Francis Odhiambo Aduol.
Our chief guest, I understand she's on the way. Chief guest is of Kenya. Chairman of IEBC, Erastus Ethekon. Chairs of constitutional commissions and independent officers. Members of the diplomatic corps. All the distinguished guests who have come to support us as IEBC this morning. IEBC staff, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning, all of us. As you've been told, my name is Francis Adwal, Commissioner at IEBC. I think I'm here because I chair the Committee on Research, Innovation, and ICT, and also the Committee on Boundaries Delimitation. The Committee on Research, Innovation, and ICT is the one that is responsible for driving the preparation of the strategic plan. And to that extent, therefore, I'm here to make a very brief presentation on what the strategic plan of IEBC 2024-2029 is about. You will notice we are presenting this in 2026. The strategic plan itself is 2024-2029. So strictly speaking, we should have presented this before 2024 started. But we are presenting it today, not because the part that is covered from 2024-2026 has been ignored. You will be aware that the current commission, commissioners joined the commission last year, slightly over 11 months now. And when we got in, the strategic plan was already being developed, and a big part of it was already completed. But we thought, as commissioners, that we needed to interact with it a little bit more intensively as new commissioners, so that we could bring in our own thinkings of where we think we would like to take the commission. So what is being presented as today has received input from before the time we arrived at the commission and from the time we have been at the commission, and therefore all of us as commissioners and staff of IEBC and stakeholders with whom we have consulted are agreed that this is the strategic plan that we should present to the people of Kenya. The strategic plan has strictly, therefore, been an engagement of people even beyond IEBC itself. We have worked with stakeholders and especially consultants who have given us their inputs, and we took these opportunities to interrogate the thinkings that go into this strategic plan today. So in summary, we're looking at a unified roadmap to strengthen inclusivity, integrity, efficiency, and credibility of elections in Kenya. This is what we are anchoring the strategic plan on. And the scope therefore covers institutional transformation alongside operational readiness for election delivery. This is coming to us as we approach 2027. So a lot of, a big chunk of the strategic plan is focusing on 2027 and a little, therefore, what is going to happen after the 2027 election. Intended impact: stronger electoral governance, enhanced public confidence, and stronger institutional efficiency. The vision, you'll be told, is a credible electoral management body committed to deepening democracy in Kenya. We want to underline the word deepening, and then democracy in Kenya. We are considering that Kenyan democracy is at a point where we are now maturing, and what we need to be looking at is how do we go further in the process of our democracy. And so we are talking about deepening our democracy through electoral process. The mission is to conduct inclusive, credible, and efficient elections and undertake boundary delimitation for equitable representation and sustainable democracy. That statement is loaded in a number of ways. First of all, inclusivity, credible and efficient elections. The first part of IEBC is about elections. And so we are underlining the word elections here. And then to undertake boundary delimitation for equitable representation, and then all of this for the sustainability of our democracy. You will see down there that the Commission's clarion is Kura Yako, Sauti Yako. Our strategic priorities, key results area number 1 is managing elections, which anchors everything that we are looking at at IBC. And KRA number 2 is citizen engagement and participation. This commission, since it got into office, has put a lot of emphasis on engagement with stakeholders, and especially the citizen of Kenya. And so we are giving a lot of priority to this in the strategic plan. Then equitable representation, this will come in particularly when we come to look at the boundaries, the constituencies, the wards through which we get represented. And so that takes the second part, equitable representation. We want to ensure that Kenyans are properly represented in the various institutions of governance, parliament, and at county levels, and that IEBC is concerned with. And then institutional resilience, this is looking at us internally at IEBC. How do we proceed? How do we ensure that we are strong enough to conduct our operations within the framework of elections and boundary delimitation and everything else that goes with it? How strong and sustainable is IEB supposed to be? Those are the questions that we are attempting to respond to in the strategic plan. So we are talking about efficient planning, enabling legal framework, technology adoption, voter registration and delivery of credible elections, and voter education, stakeholder partnership, integrity, coordination, and collaboration and election observation, and then boundary review and inclusion of marginalized and special interest groups. We have spent a lot of time thinking about how to deal with marginalized and special interest groups. How do we include them in the operations of IBC and in the general proper governance of our country? And then governance, risk and compliance, resourcing and evidence-based decision making. Now the key outcomes and metrics that we are expecting will be credible and inclusive elections delivered in line with constitutional timelines, strengthened citizen trust and active participation in electoral process, fair and equitable representation through periodic boundary review and use of party lists, and resilient institutional capacity with robust monitoring and reporting. We have indicated there what it is going to cost, but that is for the entire period of the strategic plan. And implementation of this and governance. So in the short term, of course, is launch and plan activation, which is what we are doing now. And then in the medium term, we are going to focus on elections 2027. And post-elections 2027, which we are considering long term, will be concerned with institutional consolidation. So as we look at governance, we're saying We want focus. Implementation is overseen by commissions, relevant officers, guided by a results-based monitoring, evaluation, and reporting framework with monthly and quarterly and annual reviews. All that we are saying there is that we promise that we are going to monitor the strategic plan, and to the extent that we will use the strategic plan to guide the operations of IEBC. So this document is not just going to be a nice piece of document that we'll file somewhere, and then after that we do things the way we like. We are very committed to monitoring the strategic plan to ensure that we stay within it. And today, we ask you as Kenyans and people of goodwill who have come to support us today, that delivering this strategic plan is a shared responsibility. We are looking at strengthened public participation, and we all have a role to build our democracy. So we hope to champion voter education and broader citizen engagement so that Kenyans actively shape and trust every stage of the electoral process. This particular point we have emphasized very strongly in the last few months, especially as we were involved with voter registration. We have kept on preaching to us as Kenyans that it is important for us to come and participate in the electoral process. This is a point we are trying to emphasize here. It is actually not an option for us to participate in electoral process, because it is what determined how our country and how ourselves are governed. And strictly speaking, it is a responsibility for each one of us as citizens to participate in the electoral process. Secondly, deepen partnerships and collaborations. Development partners and stakeholders to work with the Commission, sharing technical expertise and coordinated support. This, again, we're underlining here, partners and stakeholders. Must say, and I'm sure the chairman is going to bring out this point, in the short time that we have been at the Commission, we have tried to engage with everybody possible, everybody we think could help the Commission to achieve its objectives in the most efficient and most effective manner. And we have been engaged with several partners and stakeholders to this extent. And in full and safeguard a credible 2027 elections. We are looking forward to having sufficient funds to ensure that we are able to deliver elections in 2027 in the best way possible. And then, of course, to use the experience of 2027 even to plan for future elections. This is what this strategic plan is about. Obviously, the detailed version of the plan will be available to yourselves so that you can be able to interrogate these points that I have tried to outline in a much deeper manner. Otherwise, thank you very much for your patience and even for listening to me. Good day.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that presentation. We all have a role to build our democracy. Kura yako, asante sana, na pia police band wana sauti yao. Police band, karibuni sana. Naomba tuweze kusimama tunapomkaribisha our chief guest, the Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court. Band tafadhali. Asante sana. Makofi tafadhali. Karibu sana. We celebrate you, Lady Chief Justice. Asante sana. Naomba sote tuweze kuketi ili tuendelee na ratiba yetu. Asanteni sana. Bas. Wow, our Kenya, our chief guest. We've just been briefed, given a highlight of the strategic plan, and the clarion call was, we all have a role to play to build our democracy. And there is a tagline I hope every Kenyan will pick from today. Kura yako, kura yako. Asante sana. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, what is this about election operation? Is it just an English term, or is it actually a plan? Let's find out in a moment. Let's have the screen ready.
She is an accomplished elections and governance specialist with over 2 decades of experience in public administration, electoral management and institutional leadership. Currently serving as an IEBC commissioner in charge of election operations, she is widely recognized for her transformative leadership, having previously served as Registrar of Political Parties and CEO of the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties. Please welcome Dr. Anne Nderitu.
Our guest of honor, the Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the diplomatic corps represented here, the UN fraternity, the chairman of IEBC and the vice chair of IEBC, all commissioners, all political party representatives present here, and all the speakers who are in the program today. In the interest of time, allow me to really recognize all of you and the distinguished guests this morning as we launched our strategic plan and our elections operation plan. I start by saying that we are gathered here this morning because we are moving together the journey of managing elections. And I want to stay right on the onset that election is not for IEBC. Elections is for all of us. Elections is a citizen-driven activity, and as we then present the operation plan, our interest that we shall all get involved and ensure that we really do our part in every part. And IEBC, we shall do our part. So finally, we shall deliver a credible election when we are all together. Ladies and gentlemen, I start with a quote that the spirit that prevails among men of all degree, of all ages and sexes, is the spirit of participation and the spirit of getting included, and therefore the spirit of liberty. That is according to Abigail Adams, 1775, when he was talking about democracy. The theme of the operation plan and the strategic plan is inclusion and participation in deepening Kenya's democracy. So from the onset, we intend that we shall be as inclusive as possible. And the operation plan only highlight a few of those things that we shall want your inclusion. And I don't want to belabor what Professor have already done, because the operation plan stems from the strategic plan. It's only breaking down the activities and the issues that we shall deal with when we are managing elections. As you have been told, my name is Anne Derito. I'm the chair election operation, which also include voter registration. Let me go direct to the plan. The purpose of the scope and scope of the operation plan, the EOP is a comprehensive framework for the effective conduct of 2027 general election, anchored in the IEBC strategic plan 2024-2029. Our EOP is 2025 to 2027. It provides a structured roadmap, coordinating implementation and monitoring all the activities. It has several objectives. Objective number 1 outlines the key areas, electoral activities for timely implementation. It also ensures transparency, accountability, and compliance to the legal framework governing elections in Kenya. It fosters stakeholder engagement and citizen participation, and also enhances institutional resilience. There are 4 areas of managing of the 2027, as anchored also in the strategic plan. We shall be looking at managing elections. With this include legal reforms, voter registration, logistics training, conduct of the general election and post-election, and dispute resolution election technology. In this one, you can see there are many, many players. So it's not only IEBC. We expect that legal reform, voter registration, and the dispute resolution and all, we have other stakeholders, including our guest of honor today. The second one is citizen engagement, where we expect that voter education and outreach, stakeholder partnership and stakeholder engagement and election observation, all that it's an outward-looking key strategic area where we expect every stakeholder and every person to be involved. KRE number 3 is equitable representation, inclusive policies for marginalized groups, allocation of party list, that is included, and political parties are present here. As we discuss this, we have seen before where there have been quite a number of complaints when it comes to party list. So we really want to focus this time. We work together to have a very inclusive party list that is participatory, even at the political party level. Then number 4, we have institutional resilience, which is we are looking at our corporate governance, compliance, communication, our human resource, and all that relates to internal capacity of IEBC. Then we have the critical timelines. Just in summary, when you finally get the copy of strategic plan, you shall see very many timelines. But there are very critical timelines that we need to really highlight, just as a snapshot. Because I want to submit that election is not about guesswork. It's actually actual management, and when timelines are set, they are not for purposes of decoration. They are actually timelines that are supposed to be followed. And going forward, I know for sure we shall continue engaging. The first timelines, an election of presidents of the Republic of Kenya, election of the president together with all other elections shall be held on 2nd Tuesday, August 10th, 2027. That is cast in stone. Election shall be there and shall be held on Tuesday, 10th August 2027. A public officer who intends to contest in the general election shall resign from public office within 6 months before the date of election, which is Tuesday, 9th February 2027. That is the end date. If you want to contest, you must have resigned by that date. Political parties shall submit their party membership list to the Commission on or before Tuesday, 16th March 2027. And that is also the end date. You cannot come later than that. Political parties intending to present candidates in the general election shall submit the names of persons. These are aspirants who intend to contest in party primaries, and the date and venue of party primaries on and before that 16th of March. You can see that this date relates to the previous date, where the party membership list is being certified by the registrar and it's also brought to the Commission. A political party intending to present candidate to the general election shall conduct its party primaries and resolve all the intra-dispute on and before Sunday, 9th May 2027. A candidate intending to participate in the elections as independent candidate shall not be a member of any registered political party on and before 9th of May 2027. This being at least 3 months before the general election, according to Article 85 of the Constitution. So it's upon a person to choose whether you want to be a party candidate or you want to be an independent candidate. Candidates intending to participate in these elections as independent candidate shall submit their names and symbols that they intend to use during the elections to the Commission on or before Saturday, 9th May 2027. The days for the nomination of political party candidates and independent candidates for the general election shall be between Saturday 29th of May 2027 and Friday 11th of June 2027. After that, we shall have, of course, the registration of candidates. The nomination paper shall be delivered by the candidate to the chairperson of Independent Electoral Commission and bounded between the hours of 8 o'clock in the morning to the afternoon, between the hours of 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, at a place that shall be designated by the Commission. Dispute relating to or arising from nomination shall be determined within 10 days of the lodging of the dispute within the Commission. The lodging of the dispute shall not be later than Saturday, June 12, 2027. The campaign period for purposes of Tuesday, 10th August 2027 general election shall commence on Saturday, 29th of May and cease on the Saturday, 7th August, being 48 hours before the general election day, which is Tuesday, 10th August. The campaign time shall run from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. each during the campaign, each day during the campaign period. Participating political parties and independent candidates shall appoint and submit to the Commission the name of national, county, constituency, elections agents and polling station agents on or before Tuesday, 27th July 2027. And we expect that after that we shall have the training of agents, and then agents will go down to train the respective polling station agents. If the general elections are contested, the poll will take place on Tuesday, 10th, in the respective gazetted electoral areas. So we are saying if they are contested, if there's only one candidate, the chairman will have a very easy time to just announce the result. Yeah, so we can never be sure that they are contested, but we shall see as we go along when the candidates present themselves. I think in a nutshell, almost concluding, we look at that timeline, roadmap to August 2027, where we are starting from party membership list, that and the aspirants. That become the start of really top gear preparation for elections. But before then, there are so many other activities that you shall find in the timelines. Candidate nominations is there, voter registration We intend to conduct voter registration, one other voter registration drive, funds being available within the end of this year and early next year. And we expect that voter registration shall be closed and certified by the 12th of June 2027. As you already know, the register must close 6 months to the general election for purposes of audit and certification. Then we shall hold the election. Ladies and gentlemen, the general operation readiness towards the general election is about voter registration. We already have registered 2.6 during the mass drive that we had, and the CVL, but our target is that we shall have registered 6.3 million. We also want to talk about the upgrade of technology. We shall have upgraded, secure, and verifiable system for registration, voting, and result management. We know technology is a key driver in election management, and we are very careful and very intentional on how we are getting into that. Logistic and procurement, early planning, and streamlined procurement for timely and material deployment as we procure, as we get the technology. For example, we shall engage the stakeholders on the same. IEBC, and we have said election is not guesswork, election is for the people. So we shall engage all the stakeholders to see and evaluate the technology that we shall be using. Training, cascaded training, and then finally, we have the mode security, election security, which is very important. We have the mode agency coordination through the election security arrangement program, where the chair of that is Commissioner Hassan Noor, who we are working together to ensure that election is secure, and we shall be engaging all the security agencies about election. Ladies and gentlemen, on risk management, EOP is an enterprise-wide risk management framework addressing 8 key risk areas: the legal risk, insufficient registration and delayed enactment; political risk, including lack of stakeholder support, and that's why we are here today to request for stakeholder support; and electoral-related violence; financial risk, including less funding and budgetary limitation. Then we have technological risk, including system obsoleteness, data security breaches, and cyber threat. It's a risk which we are alive to and we shall be addressing and mitigating. Operational risk, including voter apathy, procurement dispute, staff profiling, which we are requesting this time around. Let's not profile staff because they are Kenyans. We are only coming here to manage an election, a duty that must be done by a Kenyan. Please, we request that you do not profile us. We mean well, engage us if we err and we have anything that, so that we address that risk. We also have the issue of reputational risk, including negative publicity, misinformation, disinformation, especially in this era of AI. Environmental hazard, including adverse climatic conditions and natural disasters. Ladies and gentlemen, I may not dwell on how we shall mitigate that risk in the interest of time, but kindly note that we are very deliberate about electoral-related violence, which especially affects some of the marginalized groups like women and youth and persons with disability. We shall be engaging stakeholders to ensure that violence, these elections, is not violent. Just like this person who came here and talked about 2007. These stories should not come after 2027. We shall do our part as IEBC. Please let every stakeholder also do their part. So, ladies and gentlemen, we intend also to have a very robust security on the data protection and ensuring that our register and personal data is actually protected. In conclusion, we are committed, the Commission commits to implement the Elections Operation Plan 2025-2027, which shall gear towards fair and impartiality in all our operations, professionalism and strict adherence to the law, transparency in our operations and resource utilization, accountability in the use of public resources, responsiveness to stakeholder concern, and also feedback. The successful delivery of 2027 elections requires coordinated action among all the stakeholders and all players. The IEBC remains committed to safeguarding the sovereignty of the people and the will of the people of Kenya and advancing constitutional transformation through credible, verifiable, free and fair elections. And we invite the stakeholders to join us because this is our country. We only have one country. We must protect it. We must really gear ourselves to making Kenya great. We are already a giant in election management. Kindly help us to step to the next level. Thank you, and thank you very much.
Wow, thank you. This sound. That's a gong. It means your time is up, and that we'd kindly request that you wind up. Okay, to start us off, please welcome on the screen, let's have the Executive Director, Electoral Law and Governance Institute for Africa, Algeria, Felix Awar, key party, key financier, key strategic partner. Karibu sana, good to see you again. Asante sana.
I hope my 3 minutes have not begun. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to adopt the protocol that has been elaborately outlined by the overall Masters of Ceremony, as well as the CEO of the Electoral Commission, save to acknowledge the presence of the Chief Guest, the Honorable Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the Chairperson, Commissioners and staff of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, the British High Commission, and all members of the diplomatic corps, political party leaders, government representatives, development partners, civil society organizations, the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. In normal times, I would have associated myself fully with the remarks expressed by the acting CEO because he spoke for both himself and myself, especially when he acknowledged the fact that today is the day for the chair and the commissioners and the commission itself, as well as the people of Kenya. But allow me to make very, very brief remarks. And on behalf of Belgia, we are indeed very grateful for the partnership and the collaboration that we have had with IEBC and indeed organizations who are represented here today. And we are indeed very privileged to witness the launch of these two, the Elections Operations Plan, as well as the Strategic Plan. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the IEBC for reaching this important milestone. The development of these two foundational documents reflect foresight, commitment, and a clear determination to strengthen electoral governance and democratic development in Kenya. We take great pride to have partnered with the Commission in the development of these two documents, as well as to support the launch that we are having here today. The strategic plan provides a roadmap for institutional growth and resilience over the next 5 years, while the Elections Operations Plan translates that vision into practical actions that will support the effective delivery of the Commission's constitutional mandate. Together, they demonstrate a commitment to planning, accountability, and continuous improvement, qualities that are indispensable for any institution entrusted with safeguarding democracy. Let me take this opportunity to thank the leadership of the Commission, led by its chairperson, Erastus Sethekon, in working closely with us and seeking the necessary support to ensure the strategic plan sees the light of day, and indeed this is the day. In this regard, I wish to acknowledge the painstaking efforts and the many hours the technical staff of IEBC, as well as LG, are committed